Hey everybody, I'm Ellen here at etrailer.com, and we're going to be taking a quick look at the clearance light kit. This is going to give you 5 lights to go on the top of your vehicle to add kind of a nice aesthetic to it, and also help other drivers to see your vehicle, especially in inclement weather, fog, or anything like that. So it's going to come with everything you see laid out here on the table. So let's take a closer look and make sure that this is going to be the right fit for you, and talk about kind of how the install is going to work. So you'll have your 5 lights. The way to get access into those lights is by this top screw here. It's just a Phillips head screw. The thing that I like about this kit, or these lights in general, is that on the bottom they already have a pre-attached foam gasket, which is going to protect the mounting hardware, or the mounting surface, from any kind of water getting in there. But also on the underside of this housing, there's also going to be another gasket there. So that helps to protect that inside with the bulb from any kind of ingress of water as well. The only spot where water could get in is going to be that spot at the top where that screw goes in. And it's kind of up to you if you want to try to fix that by maybe putting a little dab of sealant or something in there whenever you get everything mounted in place. But that's just one thing I notice. I always think about that with lights, of like, how is it going to protect against ingress of water or debris. So the bulb on the inside, it is an incandescent bulb, and it is a 168 style bulb. So if you wanted to, you could replace those with LED bulbs. They do make LEDs in that same style, which again, if it were me, I probably would also do, just to make sure that you never have to get in there and change out that bulb. Although, as you can see, getting into the housing is really not all that difficult. Once they're installed, it doesn't matter either. It's just a matter of taking that one screw out, popping the cover off, and then taking that light out. So not too big of a deal. I'm going to show you what it looks like whenever it's illuminated, so you can get an idea of how bright it is. So we just have the one wire to worry about. It's going to be our power wire, and then the ground will be created by this ring that our hardware goes through. So I'm just going to stick my ground connection in there, turn on my power. You can see that light comes on. Give you a better idea of what it looks like in the dark. So nothing that's going to be super bright, but you don't really want it to be terribly bright. You don't want to blind anybody with these lights. They're just there as kind of a clearance light indicator for other folks on the road. Now, as far as what else comes in the kit, you do get a fuse. So this is kind of the barrel style fuse to go in between the power wire and your positive terminal on the battery, or your positive side of the power connection. It comes with almost 10 feet of red wire for that positive side of your connection. It's about 9 feet 10 inches when I measured it out. And then you get 10 inches of ground wire. And that's going to be for the switch itself. So it also comes with the switch, which allows you to wire this separate of your vehicle's lights, so you don't have to worry about cutting or splicing into your vehicle's wiring. You can just have its own dedicated switch to turn those on and off. If you wanted to, you could go through and connect it to your running light circuit or something like that. Be a little bit more involved of an install, but that is an option. It's up to you, and then you wouldn't really need this. But if you do decide to use this, that switch, the red part, will light up whenever it's turned on to give you that visual cue that the lights are on. Also comes with 5 quick splice connectors to make your connections to the lights and the wiring, the screws to mount those in place, and then 2 more screws to mount our switch. Something that I would maybe do, it kind of depends on how you're getting into these. These quick splicer connections can be really good for any kind of really tight space where you don't have a lot of room to work. You just want to be careful with those, that you make sure that you get a really good crimp, because basically it's just going in and pressing on that little blade to make your connections. You'll put the 2 wires that you're connecting together, crimp that blade down, and then close this little door over it. So I've seen these fail sometimes. They're kind of easy to mess up. So that's just one thing. They make me a little bit nervous because I don't want to have to get in there and redo my wiring if I don't have to. But just be careful with those. If you want, you could switch them out for just regular butt connectors, but even with those, you want to be careful to make sure you get a really good crimp on the wires so you're not having to mess with any of that wiring later. Let's take a couple measurements just so you can get a feel for how big these are. So lengthwise, looking at about 5.5 inches long by about 2 1/4. They stand about 1 3/4 inches tall at the very tallest point. They do have a bit of a curve to them to kind of go along with the contour of your roof. So that's kind of nice that they have that contour already built in. So go 1 1/4, or excuse me, 2 1/4, 5.5, 1 3/4. We've got our 2 mounting holes there. The distance between those two, center to center, roughly is about 3 inches. And that's really about all there is to it for our look at this kit. I will give you one last measurement of the switch. It's about 1 3/8 inches long by about 1 3/4 inches tall and about 5/8 of an inch deep. This kind of has an offset to it as well to kind of match up and sort of angle it out from your dash. I hope this has been helpful in deciding if this is going to be the right kit for you. Our customers really like this kit. It really adds a lot to your vehicle's look overall and should be pretty straightforward to get installed. Thanks for watching.